This is his fine silver, his ivory, his gold, his emeralds, and his black tie. Black tie, an especially fine cologne for men who love the finer things. Gentlemen are requested to wear black tie to all affairs.
Welcome to the LifeScope channel, everyone. We're jumping right into it today with some developing and very concerning news about actor Quentin Aaron.
That's right, Shay. So Quentin, who famously portrayed Michael Oher in The Blind Side, was rushed to a hospital in Atlanta. The story is that he was simply walking up the stairs at his home when his legs, suddenly stopped working.
Wow.
And he collapsed.
It sounds terrifying. And there's some confusion surrounding his current condition.
Yeah.
Which, that makes it even more worrying. His manager has released a statement saying Quentin is stable and communicating with his family.
Okay.
However, a GoFundMe page has also surfaced.
And
the organizers claim he is on life support due to a severe blood infection.
that's a huge difference in severity.
Right?
It's hard to know exactly what's happening. We do know he's had a tough run with his health, though.
Yeah.
Battling pneumonia back in 2025 and a serious respiratory infection even before that. Whatever the true situation is, we're just praying for a speedy recovery.
We absolutely are. Now, shifting gears to a story that has just dominated headlines, Kanye West. After years of controversy, Ye has issued a formal, full-page apology in the Wall Street Journal.
Right.
Addressed to both the Black and Jewish communities he offended.
In the apology, he directly links his behavior to his mental health. He states that the 2002 car crash that broke his jaw, it also caused a frontal lobe brain injury that went undiagnosed all the way until 2023.
Wow.
Leading to his bipolar type 1 diagnosis. He describes how mania made him, completely lose his grip on reality.
And this apology brings up a question that people have been debating for a long, long time. Over the years, we've known Kanye has been battling with some type of mental illness.
Right.
But does he use this as an excuse for his harmful actions?
It's the central conflict with Kanye, isn't it? That line between explanation and excuse.
Yeah.
And the best way to even begin to unpack that is to go over some of Kanye's craziest moments, especially the recent ones. Let's start with what he said about his own children.
In a recent interview, he claimed that he never actually wanted to have kids with his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian. His exact words were, "I didn't want to have children with this person after the first 2 months of being with them." He then said it was, quote, God's plan.
My first thought hearing that is just for their kids.
Exactly.
They're old enough to see this stuff online. To hear your own father publicly state he regrets the decision to have a family with your mother is just devastating.
It is.
It's a level of cruelty that's hard to comprehend.
And speaking of cruelty towards Kim, there was that bizarre rant on the streaming platform Twitch. He said, and I'm quoting here, "I should have had babies with Paris Hilton over Kim Kardashian."
Oh my God.
He referred to Kim as nothing more than Paris's assistant.
It's just pure vitriol. He's not just insulting Kim.
No.
He's reducing her entire life and their shared history to a footnote in someone else's story. It's incredibly disrespectful. But even that pales in comparison to his most recent revelation.
This next situation is deeply disturbing. Kanye released a song called Cousins.
Yeah,
And along with it, he posted a statement on social media where he alleged he had a recurring, incestuous sexual relationship with his male cousin when they were both children.
He described in graphic detail, both in the lyrics and his post, how they would act out things they saw in adult magazines.
Ugh.
To publicly disclose that level of childhood trauma is, on one hand, a cry for help.
Right.
But on the other, it's another public spectacle that leaves everyone just stunned.
It's a tornado of apology, aggression, and trauma.
Totally.
It makes the question of whether his mental illness is an explanation or an excuse almost impossible to answer definitively.
It really does. It's a tangled web. And the consequences of his actions, regardless of their source, are very, very real for the people in his life and the communities he has hurt.
A very heavy and complicated situation all around. Now, on to our next topic. Kanye is not the only one that has been dealing with some interesting situations.
That's putting it mildly, Shay. There's another hip-hop mogul whose story has taken a really, really dramatic turn. We need to talk about Dame Dash.
It's truly a fall from grace. So the latest news is that he's lost control of another one of his movies, a film called Stoned.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's all part of this never-ending legal battle with a filmmaker named Josh Weber.
And this isn't a new issue. Dame has owed Weber over $800,000 for years from a defamation and copyright lawsuit that he lost.
Right.
And since he just hasn't paid up, the courts are basically allowing Weber to seize his assets one by one.
This is just the tip of the iceberg, you know? According to a September 2025 article from Essence, they call this the story of the fall of a mogul.
That article really breaks it down. Dame filed for bankruptcy, claiming he has over $25 million in debt, with basically no money to his name.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, like something like $100 in cash. And he owes millions in back taxes, plus significant amounts to his ex-partners, Rachel Roy and Cindy Morales, for domestic support.
It's just such a massive contrast to the persona he built. He was the guy who preached ownership, you know, about being a boss.
Totally.
Now the very assets he built, like his share of Rockefeller, have been auctioned off just to pay his debts.
And his recent public appearances are not helping him. Some people feel the interview Dame Dash did about a month ago was just cringe.
Another one?
And yet you just couldn't turn away from it.
That interview was a total spectacle. I mean, it should have been a moment for him to clear the air, right?
Right.
He was so combative, making these huge claims about being the new chairman of Revolt, which the network CEO then had to publicly correct.
Right.
It was just difficult to watch him double down on a reality that doesn't seem to exist.
It was. And to be fair, the interview itself was chaotic. I mean, although Dame has many flaws, I have to admit, the female interviewers were a little annoying. There was a lot of interrupting and giggling that just did not match the gravity of what he was going through.
Okay.
It felt unprofessional and just added to the whole circus-like atmosphere.
That's a good point. The whole dynamic was off. But it all circles back to this disconnect between the powerful persona and the cold, hard facts.
Yes.
He's in that interview acting like he's untouchable, while the legal documents show he's lost multiple multi-million-dollar judgments to this one filmmaker. And just isn't paying.
Right. The Essence article perfectly captured his mentality. He justifies being broke by saying he's investing in his dreams, and that's a noble idea.
Well,
but dreams require real-world infrastructure. They require accountants, lawyers, and paying your taxes and your debts.
exactly.
You can't just manifest your way out of an $800,000 court judgment.
And look, you can't deny his legacy. He was the muscle, the brawn to Jay-Z's brains that helped build Rockefeller. He kicked down doors.
For sure. It is such a stark contrast for someone whose entire brand was built on being the boss and, you know, preaching ownership. The Essence article said it best. It's a collision of ego, money, and legacy. He's trying so hard to control the narrative and project this powerful image. But the facts, the court filings, the bankruptcy, they tell a completely different story.
It makes you think of that Jay-Z lyric from the song Lost One. I heard motherfuckers saying they made Hove. Made Hove say,
Okay, so make another hove.
That is the perfect lyric for this. Dame was, without a doubt, a huge force behind Rockefeller's success.
For sure.
But he couldn't replicate that magic. Jay-Z kept building his empire while Dame seems stuck trying to prove he's still the same boss from 20 years ago.
His whole philosophy was about investing in your dreams.
Yeah.
But he forgot that dreams need real-world infrastructure. You know, they need lawyers, accountants, and a solid dose of reality.
It's a tough, cautionary tale. Hopefully Dame can climb out of his hole and get back on top.
Hi, King, you want a snack, baby?
Shirley Raines, founder of the nonprofit Beauty to the Streets, has died at the age of 58. In a statement posted to social media which did not reveal a cause of death, the organization said, quote, "She used her powerful media platform to amplify the voices of those in need and to bring dignity, resources, and hope to some of the most underserved populations."
How you doing, honey?
Shirley last posted this video a few days ago, doing what her millions of followers came to expect, using their donations to dish out food from her vehicle, usually in Los Angeles or Las Vegas.
Whatever they need, we're a one-stop shop.
However, our story on Shirley aired only 1 week before that, on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, as we shared her journey of overcoming the loss of her 2-year-old son in her early 20s while she was experiencing homelessness.
Life has given me the opportunity to not just sit with this pain for the rest of my life.
Since the announcement was made, her loyal following has been sharing both their shock and admiration online. One writing, "I just can't believe this," and another saying, "Your job here on Earth is done, Queen. You're reunited with your baby boy again. We love you." In her own words, here is what Miss Shirley said she lived for.
You can't help yourself. You can absolutely help other people. And life has given me a platform to experience that and to be able to do that. So for that, I'm eternally grateful. For that, I'm very grateful.
And a lot of people grateful for you.
Oh, I appreciate that as well.
Okay, let's shift to some really sad news that we just heard about. A story that really hit us hard.
It's truly heartbreaking, Patrick. We've lost a real-life hero. Shirley Raines, the incredible founder of the nonprofit Beauty to the Streets, has passed away at the age of 58.
For anyone who might not have seen her videos on TikTok or Instagram, Shirley was just a beacon of light on Skid Row in Los Angeles. For over 6 years, every single weekend, she was out there with her team, serving the unhoused community.
And her approach was so unique. She did more than just hand out food and hygiene kits, though she did that too. Her whole mission was about restoring dignity. She was known as the makeup lady. She'd give the women on the street makeovers, dye their hair bright, beautiful colors, and just sit with them, talk with them, and most importantly, tell them, "I love you."
That human connection was everything. I read that she started this work after the tragic loss of her young son years ago. She said she needed to do something with her pain, and in serving others, she found a path to her own healing.
It's so powerful. She used her massive social media platform, millions of followers, to completely change the narrative. She wanted people to understand, and I'm quoting her here, just because they're without a home does not mean they're without love. She let us see the people, not the circumstance.
An irreplaceable force for good. Her legacy is one of compassion and action. Rest in power to Shirley Raines. Our condolences to her family.
And lastly, let's pivot to a story that has had social media in a chokehold. We have to talk about the latest chapter in the saga of Nicki Minaj and Donald Trump.
Oh boy, it is a saga. So, Nicki recently appeared at what was called the Trump Account Summit. Trump brings her up on stage, she holds his hand, and she tells the entire room, "I'm probably the president's #1 fan."
The reaction was immediate and intense. But the plot thickened just a day later. Nicki goes on social media and posts a picture of a Trump gold card with his face on it.
And this is where the conversation gets really messy. People are connecting her very public support to this card.
Exactly, and it's fueling a specific narrative. Former fans are saying, allegedly, Nicki Minaj was just sucking up to receive Trump's gold card.
Let's break down what that card even is. From what we've read, it's a visa program that can provide a path to U.S. citizenship, but it comes with a hefty price tag, a reported $150,000 DHS processing fee, and a $1 million gift.
which is just wow. And what makes it even more complicated is that Nikki has spoken about coming to the U.S. as an immigrant at 5 years old. She posted with the card, finalizing that citizenship paperwork as we speak, but then also commented that she's had residency for decades. It's all very confusing.
It is. So the public is left wondering what's really going on. Is this a genuine political alignment, a calculated career move, or is it something transactional? It's a very sharp and public turn for her.
It's a move that has definitely alienated a huge portion of her fan base and has everyone talking.
It certainly does, and it leaves us with a big question about the intersection of celebrity, politics, and influence in today's world. Now, here's a question we'd like you to think about. When a celebrity you admire makes a political move you strongly disagree with, can you separate the art from the artist, or does it change everything?
Let us know what you think on our socials. That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in.